Hey everyone, Still Human here, and welcome to the second episode of Stop Throwing, Start Growing, where we track my progress in the solo queue environment on Overwatch. It's been a little over a week since the first episode, and I have to say, even though there were some games that made me just cringe and want to move on to the next map, I actually cleaned up pretty well overall. Here were some of the things I did that helped me climb.
The first thing I did was I turned off voice chat. This was a personal call. I know that Overwatch is a team-based game and that communication increases my odds of winning, but I often find that I get distracted on my main goals that I want to improve on when others make their call-outs. And most of the time I found that my goals would trump the call anyway, ultimately leading to a misplay on my part. So for now, I'm only focusing on my personal gameplay to better enable my teammates. Only after doing so will I turn voice chat back on, because I truly do enjoy making calls anyway. If you tuned into the last episode, you may remember that one of my biggest issues was using the AD strafe technique way too much. This led me to having low accuracy in my Ana gameplay. Since then, I've been working on better positioning where I can pretty much stand still and take aim, which felt really weird at first. But now my accuracy, healing, and damage stats are much higher than usual. This week, I also added Zenyatta into my hero pool. I'm not a huge fan of team comps with two main healers, so whenever my teammates picked a Moira or a Mercy, I'd switch to Zen to get more utility out of his Discord orb. So let's see where I place this week. 2,273. Since the last episode, I've climbed 223 SR and it feels great. Now even though my numbers are higher, I still know that there are several improvements to be made here. Let's see what Green Havoc has to say about my gameplay this week.
Hey everybody, Green Havoc here, and one of the things that I really noticed in Still Human's gameplay today is decision making. What he is attempting to do at any given moment in the game. As we can see here, there's a lot of things going on, but no clear decision of what Still Human's trying to do. Who is his primary heal target? Who is he trying to, what is he aiming at with his cooldowns, his sleep darts? Here's a perfect example of, he keeps his Pharah up, the enemy Pharah is 1, but he doesn't attempt to go for it. He misses shots on his Winston, he sees the Tracer, he turns back to his Orisa, he doesn't fire for a few seconds as he's rotating around, throws a cooldown when he didn't need to, and throughout this entire ordeal, hasn't actually accomplished anything for his team or towards winning the game. So, now, you could say that he wasn't in the most advantageous position, sure, but for me, one of the big things about his position is it comes down to why was he there? What was he going for? Decide what you're doing before you go into the fight, so that way, as the fight gets more and more hectic, you can continuously make high-level smart decisions. Instead of, that sleep dart as an example, everything that he's doing has been a reaction. He sees the Bastion up there, he thinks about it, then he acts. You got to make those a little snappier or know when you're going to go something. And yes, he did just try to sleep his own Bastion. So the big thing for me going forward into your next week of gameplay is really decide before the engagement, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to enable someone on your team? I want to make sure that my Pharah and my Winston feel like they can dive as deep as they want to and find that extra value. Or am I going to peel for myself as these dives come in to find individual, more solo-minded weight and value in the game. So it's all about deciding before the fight happens, because if you wait for when the fight happens and you're thinking while the game's happening, well, you've already lost. You need to be eyes on the prize when it comes to Overwatch. Anyway, guys, I've been Green Havoc. I hope this all made sense, and I'll see you next week, Still Human, for the next installment of Stop Throwing, Start Growing.